Briar Hawthorne had spent 8 years working at the same company. She started as a junior analyst and worked her way up to become one of the best team leaders in the organization. Her team was known for solving difficult problems, finishing projects early, and making the company millions of dollars. One day, Briar and her 12 team members were called into a meeting with their manager, Alice Bricks. Everyone expected good news because they had just achieved record-breaking results. Instead, Alice smiled and announced something unbelievable. Because the team had performed so well, they would receive twice the workload, but no bonus, no promotion, and no extra pay. He claimed that their success was making other departments look bad and that division harmony was more important than outstanding performance. The room fell silent. Some team members had sacrificed vacations, family events, and even medical appointments to finish important projects. Now they realized their hard work meant nothing. After the meeting, Briar asked everyone to gather in her office. She closed the door and told them a secret. Months earlier, the company's retired founder, Tegan Frost, had contacted her. Tegan believed the company had a serious problem. Every high-performing team eventually became a target. Instead of being rewarded, she wanted proof. So Briar's team continued doing their best, while Tegan quietly watched how management reacted. Today's single quotes S meeting had confirmed everything. Then, Briar placed a folder on the table. Inside was an offer for every member of the team. Tegan was starting a new company that would focus on innovation and reward great employees. Everyone would receive higher salaries, company ownership, and a better work environment. Most importantly, they would be respected. The team was shocked that after thinking carefully over the weekend, 9 of the 12 employees decided to join Briar. The other 3 stayed because they had family responsibilities and couldn't risk changing jobs. On Monday morning, Briar and the other 9 employees submitted their resignations. Together. Ellis panicked. He immediately called an emergency meeting. He offered to match any salary they were being offered. Briar shook her head. "This isn't about money," she said. "It's about respect." When Ellis learned they were joining Tegan's new company, he became furious. He accused them of betraying the company. Briar calmly reminded him that he had pushed away his best employees by treating them like a problem instead of an asset. Before leaving, Ellis warned Briar that he had powerful friends in the business world and promised to make sure her new company failed. Soon, Briar discovered he had already started calling clients. He was telling them that Briar's team had been removed because they couldn't handle the work. Instead of staying silent, Briar gathered her team at a nearby cafe. She suggested calling every client not to steal business, but simply to thank them for working together and honestly explain why they had left. The clients appreciated their honesty. Many said they trusted Briar more than the company. Several asked to meet them privately. When Ellis discovered this, he accused Briar and her team of stealing clients. He demanded an emergency meeting with the company's board of directors. At the meeting, Ellis presented reports claiming Briar's team had performed poorly and had broken company rules. The documents looked convincing. For a moment, it seemed like the board believed him. Then Tegan entered the room. She explained that Briar's team had actually been part of a leadership study approved by the board months earlier. Their excellent performance was real. The purpose was to see how managers treated talented employees. Ellis had failed the test. Still, Ellis insisted that Briar's performance reports had been exaggerated. Briar remained calm. She opened her laptop. Before leaving the company, every team member had saved copies of their own project records and performance reports. The original files proved that Ellis had secretly changed company records. After they resigned, he had tried to rewrite history to make Briar's team look incompetent. The evidence was impossible to deny. The board members were shocked. Ellis admitted that he had changed the records because he believed losing the team would make him look like a poor manager. Instead, his actions exposed his dishonesty. The board immediately launched an investigation. A few weeks later, Ellis was dismissed from the company. His management system was completely replaced. Meanwhile, Breyer and her team started their new company without unnecessary rules and politics. They worked faster and developed better ideas than ever before. Clients who trusted them began choosing to work with their new business. The company grew quickly. Within months, it became one of the fastest-growing firms in the industry. Almost a year later, Breyer received an invitation to speak at her former company's leadership conference. She was asked to give a presentation about creating workplaces where talented people could succeed instead of being punished. During her speech, Breyer shared one simple lesson: great employees don't leave because they stop caring. They leave because they stop feeling valued. The audience listened quietly. Many managers realized they had made the same mistakes as Ellis. Breyer looked around the room and smiled. Leaving her old job had been difficult, but it had been the best decision of her life. She learned that true leadership is not about controlling talented people. It is about helping them grow. Sometimes the greatest success doesn't come from fixing a broken workplace. Sometimes it comes from having the courage to build a better one.